Hey guys, Sunstreaker Wozza here. Welcome back to another Wednesday live stream where, as you would have guessed by the thumbnail, we are covering the new combat bots coming to the game this week. Yes, this week, that's soon. And then we'll also be doing a bit of a chat about the leaderboards. There's been a massive focus recently, all to do with leaderboards, the layout, and I get it. There's been a lot of discussion about it. So we're going to have a chat about it, the Apes' point of view, our point of view, and sort of discuss, do they need a massive overhaul? Do they need a huge radical change? And go for a few ideas that we were talked about in play testing, the play testers, what I think the Apes are open to doing, and, hopefully trying to get some reasoning in there as well. So, yeah. So, first of all, let's go through the chat, see who we've got. We've got Dakota. Is he late again? No. That's Jason Rowley's put. You're really early. Yes, so Jason Rowley, how's it going? Mass Chaos 2. We've got Matt Poley, stuck in beta. We've got Barry Allen. How's it going, brother? We've got Buff Dudley. We've got Grind Time as well. How's it going? We've got the Crusher, we've got Stinger, we've got Sharksy, our moderator, one of them, Chip Cox, and we have Six Axia, Dr. Claw. How's it going? And yeah, I think that's I think we've caught everyone just there. Yeah. So let's go for the newsletter first. We'll talk about the newsletter. And then we'll get on to the combat bots, and then we'll talk about the leaderboard. I don't want to be accused of, building it up, stuck in betas in the chat. So, we do get blamed for stalling. So, yeah, we'll just cover the newsletter, and then we'll go into the combats. So, yes, it's an easy event with the leaderboard coming up. Yes, they have pushed the leaderboard back a week onto Easter. I will talk about that in a minute and discuss that. There's good reasons for it, but I understand everyone's frustration. But again, we'll talk about that in a bit. So yes, a general easy event, around 3,000 Prime Core shards, G1 to do, G1 G Metal Power Core chip, some gold chips, some shards, the usual Spark. Pretty decent event, triple XP. So don't worry too much about spending money. Try and do it free to play if you can. Just get as many rewards as you can, but remember it's only triple XP. I'll never, say to people, go all out, buy an SBB on triple XP week. If you want to get the most of your money, make sure you, save that money if you are going to spend it for these super XP events. Brad Channing as well, and Windchaser, welcome to the stream. Just joined us. So, yeah, you can see there's 310,000 to get the G1 G Metal Power Core chip. And then we've got the optional tiers of Total Sparks. I think it's about 15, I think. Yeah, 12, 15 Total Spark crystals. So, yeah, 12, 15 is not amazing. It's okay. It's not bad. But make sure you get that G1 G Metal, guys. That's the big prize. But, yeah, 300k is a pretty easy event. Then the usual in the Total Spark crystals. So, yes, the new combats are top heavy and sights. Look pretty cool. And then we obviously got the 5-star poll, which we've talked about. And if you go and check Grind Time's channel out, he'll be doing a sort of collation of all our, I forgot the word now, gone blank. What bots we think, oh my days, what bots we think are going to be in there. Our predictions, there we go. So, yeah, our predictions are all going to be in there, and we'll see who's won. I can see Engineer Hoist in the chat as well. Go and check out his predictions, and mine and his were quite similar. I did mine first. He says that he did his afterwards and didn't watch mine. I don't believe him. I think he wanted to copy mine, and I think because my English accent, he misheard it. And, yeah, decided just two of them got mixed up. But he's obviously gone off my picks and tried copying them. I'm only joking. But, yeah, it's quite weird that we've both done similar picks because maybe we're just, hoping for sort of similar bots in a way. And some of the bots, I think, have been in past votes 2 or 3 times. And I think that some people are just thinking, like Bumblebee, it's about time that he was here now. Let's be honest. So, yes, make sure you get your votes in for this Friday. That is obviously a big deal as well. talking about Leaderboard, which again we'll go into. Ability 11 we've covered. They will be coming also to the game this week, along with the new G1 cores. If you haven't seen them yet, go and check out my last two streams where we sort of covered them and had a play around with them, chat about what we think about them. Go and check that out. Then we've got a few bug fixes. So Inspiring Charge is, is it better? Is it really? I'm not convinced. I'm still not convinced they can fix it, but hopefully it's better than it was. Grapple and Dirtbags mines were attracting healers, so that has been fixed. And Thrust Face, so Pyroblaze will be very happy with that. It was combined. It was campaigned for the last year for that. So yeah. So and that's the newsletter. So let's have a look at the new bots. So the new bots, top heavy and sights, are gunner class only. So yes, it is restrictive, but for me, this is a great turning point to try and get gunners back into the meta. And we talked with the playtesters about releasing gunner cores, gunner combats, and making them overpowered, basically to rival Top Shot, to rival Flak, and make people think, well, actually, I've got a jet on there, but putting a gunner in there will be more beneficial. And I can see that, the Crushers put a gunner again, because I think they're trying to push gunners to be better. And I think they've really done that with this combat, to the point where we will discuss it in a bit as well. It was crazy OP. And I mean, crazy OP. Crazy OP. Not anymore, though. We've had to scale it back. And before I hear people saying, oh my God, it's got nerfed already. It's not a nerf. It's us balancing it. And it went from one way to the other. But then, it's, it has, it's still really good. It's still a really good combat. So for those that saw it last stream, it was, I think it was around, it was a stun. Freezing. We tried that out. It didn't work. I said that in the last stream. We've totally revamped it, and we've come with something totally different. Well, the apes have, to be fair. The apes have come with the ideas. We just balance them and decide the damage. So, if I can find my lab. So, I have leveled these right the way up. Yes, I normally put the 4-star around level 8. I normally put the 3-star around level 6, and then max the 5-star out. But I wanted to see what this guy could really do, because when we were really testing it in the first instance, it was so overpowered. I wanted to see how overpowered it was. And again, we'll discuss that in a bit as well. So the 4-star at level 10, it deals 245% of the bot's damage through in a straight line. 245% DPS. So if you put this on a normal gunner who has around 500 to 600 DPS, you're talking about 1,500 damage in a line. 1,500 damage in a line. Just let that sink in a bit. 1,500 damage. That's incredible damage. So thinking of that, you can imagine where it was before we balanced it. And then looking at the 5-star version, does 365% DPS in a line. Yes, it is the 5-star at level 10. That is crazy. 500. So you're talking close to 2,000 damage in a line. And yes, Jason Rowley's put, Warpath's got a partner. Yes. Yes, that is a great way. But there is some provisos. There is some downfalls to it, which there's got to be. No combat can be that good that it did break the game. We had him where he did Warpath ability through the base, but he was destroying the HQ. When you ran the 5, 4, and 3-star together, the shots were going through the base to the HQ and destroying the HQ from halfway down the base. The base was basically gone. I was running 5 gunners, 3 healers, and destroying the base using no abilities. So that could not happen. I just want to stress that again, what did happen before we nerfed it down. I was running 5 gunners and 3 healers and beating a max 17 with no ability points. So obviously we can't have that in the game. So we've had to scale it back, and we begged the apes, please don't kill this bot. We need to level it. We need to make it relevant. We don't want it to be OP. We don't want it to be game breaking, but it needs to be good still. And we took it down a step at a time, slowly but surely. We reduced the damage down a bit. Then they reduced his range. Then we increased his range to a gunner range because it was more like a fire drive range. And we all agreed that if any combat has fire drives range, it's a no-go. It's a failure. We don't want that. Everyone always says that they want fire drive shooting over walls. Any combat from here on out, I'm pretty sure the playtesters will be dead against any bot that has fire drives range, the jet range, basically. So we increased it to gunner range again. The damage was still a bit too much, so we've shortened the range. So it's not quite like Warpath. It's reduced. But I don't think anyone can look at this combat and think it isn't worthwhile. I think it's about time that we brought a good combat out for gunners. And again, it is only gunners, so it won't work on jets. It's becoming irrelevant for jets. And I agree with that because jets with top shot and flak are far, far overpowered right now. And hopefully, if someone pulls this 5-star top heavy or 4-star, they might second guess and think, well, yes, jets have the range and top shot is brilliant, but if I can maybe drop tracks, which is a big shout, maybe drop blades, maybe drop jetfire, maybe you haven't got all them three, maybe you've only got a 5-star prowl, like Eddie Lee has put. A lot of people have prowl. Yes, this will make him relevant again. Adding in his G1 core, adding in his combat is pretty impressive. So we'll take it into battle first. We'll just take one gunner in so we can really show you the damage, and then we'll take a whole team of them in, the 5, 4, and 3-star in, and see what we can do. So don't, like I said, don't think though. You got to think that these are top level 5-star bots with level 10 4-star and 5-star on them. So this is end game material, but there's no denying that it will be impressive. Can Skyburst use? Someone asked. I will try right now just to clear up. I'm pretty sure, but let's just make sure before we do. And yes, it can go on Skyburst as well. So we've got Warpath. Yes, Warpath is maxed out with a maxed out top heavy. So this is end game again, guys. End game stuff. Jazz maxed out with a maxed out 4-star. And then Sunstreaker, again, 6110 with a level 9 3-star. And I can see someone asked about, what was it else? Where is it? War possibility at either start. Well, you'll see in a minute. You'll see in a minute. So, yes, my base is not a max 17. Is it max 17? Yes, it is, I think. But it's obviously poor layout because it's done for testing purposes. And we're obviously going to go into normal mode just so we can see the damage without having to work out the extra 10% of hard mode and Prime League and whatever else. I always test on Cyber just because it's easy to see numbers. I test for the stats and the amount of damage it does. And then once I've got that down to a T and I know it's working, then I normally go into Prime League and into hard mode to then just in a better environment. Okay. So let's take Warpath down. So we'll just slow it down a bit so you can see here. That's the AoE, if you want to call it that, or the passive. So he has good range. And then he fires through the target. And you can see there, he did about 2,000 damage. If you put Smokescreen next to him, we'll see he's slightly less range than Smokescreen. Maybe even the same as Smokescreen. I'm sure when I tested it was slightly less, but still pretty impressive. You can see that it's doing damage all the way up there. Yeah, it doesn't go right way through the base anymore, but yeah, it's still pretty impressive. And then I'm going to die a terrible death because of blades. So yeah, crazy powerful. And yes, some people might say, and we did talk this in the chat, we did say, yeah, but if you're going to run the 5, 4, and 3-star, it's going to do a crazy amount of damage. Are you really going to drop Jetfire, Blades, and Tracks? 3 gunners? Have you got 3 5-star gunners or 3 level gunners? Maybe it will make you level gunners. This is the thing. I'm a big advocate for variety in the game, and I really think this combat alone makes people question, should I level a gunner? Should I level a gunner up? Skyburst with ability 11 and this guy, would she make my team? I'm not too sure. So Silverboard's put no. Again, you know, Grind Time says to me all the time, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But, you know, it is interesting the amount of damage it does, especially if you do a sacrifice attack for the amount of AoE damage you do, because it's going to do an incredible amount of damage. So let's just move Blades out of it. Let's just take him out of the picture. We'll swap him up there. I'm not sure. Actually, no. That's fell back. We don't want that either. So now what we're going to do is we're going to run a team. We're going to run 3 gunners. We're not going to drop Smokescreen. And we're going to run 3 healers. And that is it. We're just going to keep them alive. And we're not going to use any abilities. And we're going to see how it goes. And again, people are going to say, that's far overpowered. That's crazy. But again, this is 3 5-star gunners. This is 3 maxed out top heavies pretty much. And, you know, it's also, do you know what I mean? It's, do you substitute guys out for this? Are you going to level 3 gunners to this level? Yes, Fire provides, but yes, oh my God, we're going old school. Yes, some people did run this back in the day. You can see there, that's almost took that mortar out. The only thing is, though, it is random where it shoots. You can't control it unless you control the pathing. So it is still random. Yes, healing cores will not help it. Healing cores will obviously start healing defenses, but you can see there that it's still got a good range on it. And we're just going to let them walk. That's all we're going to do. Obviously, outposts are a huge problem, obviously. Oh, it's a liter now. No better. Let's keep them alive. Give them a heal bomb. You can see there that it's going through a liter and not really hitting much. That one's hit on the left. That one's hit the nail on the head there. That's a critical shot. You know, it is quite random. But we talked about Jazz as well. And a big point about Jazz is that it was mentioned in the playtest chat that he's 1 hit point, just one ability, you know, just one off one-shotting. So this will easily make him one-shot. I'm not even concentrating. I'm about to die because I'm just talking. But yeah, it will make him all of a sudden be able to one-shot again on the Prime League and hard mode, as long as they've hit that target beforehand. And this is where they're going to really struggle now with the MDS and stuff. MDS down. Warpath still sticking in there. No, and they're down. But you get the idea. That's just 3 gunners and 3 healers. And yes, do you know what? That's a good point. Wilson Phillips support. That's a lot of 5-star bots on Sunstreaker. And that's the point I'm trying to make, though, as well. That's end game where it can go to. Obviously, if you drop down the star levels, obviously, if you drop down bots, it's not going to be as effective. But it is still a really, really good pot. Barry Allen's put, this combat may help a lot of gunners in zone 12 and 13. Here's a big one that I thought of. I use Smokescreen, sometimes leveling with Alchemist because he has great damage. Because the amount of damage this gunner does, this could maybe make gunners be able to solo again. Because they have such incredible damage with Alchemist, means they heal themselves. It's crazy. And we'll go through the stats at all the levels. So, looking at the combats, so obviously, like I said, at top level, you're talking about 365 damage, which is incredible. You're talking about 245%. It goes up by around, I think it's around 50% up to the 5 level, 50% more damage from the 4 to the 5. And I was an advocate for that because I said that the 5-star should be that special. It should be that good because it's so hard to get to that, without spending. Let's be honest, it is definitely, end game material and, very not very free to play friendly combats right now. You've got, I think it's 12 or 13 combats to choose from. So you've got a 1 in 13 chance of pulling this guy unless you've already pulled combats, which means you've spent already anyway. So getting the 5-star is it's hard enough anyway. So I think that's irrelevant. Make the 5-star overpowered. Leave as it is. Then you've got the 4-star. So you've got the 4-star top heavy, who, like I said, 245% damage is pretty incredible. The 3-star does drop down quite a bit because I know people that could groan and say that's not fair on free-to-play players. And I'm a big advocate, again, for catch-up mechanics. But catch-up mechanics are not catch-up mechanics to make free-to-play players as good as the best player in the game. That's never going to happen, guys. But it's catch-up mechanics are making combats better and better. So if you're a newer player, you can catch up to the older players at a similar level by getting these combats. And if you want to spend and get these combats, get the 4-star, you will catch up the top guys by spending less than they did. It doesn't mean that you can spend 0 and you're going to be one of the top guys in the game. That's not going to happen, guys. But I hope that, I'm sure most people in the chat will say that if they've started Lagoon leveling, they've caught up the top guys very quickly through Lagoon leveling. With these combats, they've caught up the top guys very quickly. There's guys that are, the 5th alliance down sometimes that are putting up some incredible scores in Cyber and pushing to Prime League. And that's what we want. We want people to be able to push themselves with these new additions. It doesn't mean that free-to-play players are going to get a free meal ticket, sadly. But the 3-star top heavy still does 160% of the DPS. So that's still, an incredible amount of DPS. That's still about 800, well, a bit more actually. Yeah, about 800 or 900 in a line to all defenses. But you've got to put that in perspective. Using the 3-star at, gold and, those sort of levels in wars, then a 1000 damage is going to do a lot more than, as much as, say the 3000 is in Prime League, where defenses have like 7000 HP. It's still going to work well, but obviously 3-star top heavy is not going to work well in Prime League, maybe. It will if you couple it with the 4-star, maybe the 5-star, or just the 3 and the 4 together. But, the 3-star alone is not going to be great in Prime League because it's been scaled down that way. And then the 2-star, well, yeah. I haven't got the 2-star. I've not even tested the 2-star because it's scaled down so much. I think I've got the stats here, actually. Give me a second on my phone. I had this actually already. I've not even used it. The 2-star scales up to 120%, starting at, up to 140%, and scales at 100% of DPS at level 6. So a 2-star at level 6 will do 100% of the bot's DPS in a line. But are you really going to take a 2-star to level 6? I don't know. But yeah, I think that the 3-star will do really well for people in most lower leagues. Put the 3-star with the 4-star, I think that will do well even in Prime League. And then the 5-star is obviously, a next step, My affiliates put, I know what's tested, but when's it coming? This weekend. It is coming in bundles this weekend. Along with Ability 11 and along with the new G1 cores. So I presume that they will all be pushed in the Thursday content push, which is normally around 5 p.m. for me. Normally, the normal stream time, that makes it easier. So around the stream time, it's normally pushed by then. And yeah, I would, uh, people watch my channel know that, I will tell the truth. Should I go for fire drive? No, don't bother. Should I go for trench foot? No, I'm not a big fan. It's not that good at all. Most of the combats, Lioness is okay. Most of them okay. Top shot, flak are amazing. Go all out for them. You probably won't need much more combats, especially for gunners and stuff. When you've got them, I would honestly put this guy up there with them. I honestly do think it is a game changer, especially for AoE bots. It will help you speed up going through bases a lot. It will help if you do sacrifices. It will help in most. I can't think of a team that it won't help in. It's an incredible combat bot. It really is, and I think it's probably been the hardest to balance because it was so overpowered. And what normally happens in the playtest, what's happened in the past is a bot's been so overpowered. We've gone, we can't have this, and the apes have just eliminated it down to nothing. And then we've tried to build it back up again, and it's caused a lot of animosity towards the apes. I'd say in the playtest chat recently, especially from myself. I literally blew up in there, quite annoyed that this has happened so many times. And I'm so thankful to Fabian and to Yanis that this time we've got an overpowered bot, but we've scaled it down and we've balanced it really well within a week as well. Considering it was the hardest for time constraints as well. But I think we've got a really, really desirable, good combat bot. And I really do need to start getting the apes to send me the cons. I'm going to have a word with them and say, listen, I know you send all the bots out. Can you just start sending me the cons? Because I forget to ask for them. Because balancing, obviously, you don't need the cons to balance it. And it comes to the stream, it comes a few hours beforehand. And I think, oh, I need them. And I send a message, and there's no apes online until later on. So, yeah, apologies that there's no con. And I know it's a bit of a clickbait putting the con on the thumbnail. But, you get the idea. It works the same regardless. But yeah, I think that everyone can agree that it's a really good bot. Looking forward to it coming to the game. And yeah, I will definitely be chasing this bot and probably putting it on Prowl. Probably so. I think either Prowl or Skyburst, if I level Skyburst up, because I've got both in 5-star. If you've got Warpath, then a great addition. But again, it's a bit random. So people are maybe questioning you could use Warpath and then you could use him as well. And your first shot, maybe your second shot, maybe you could path it. But after that, it's totally random then. Then it's just completely random. But yeah, a great bot regardless for all gunners, I think. And yeah, I cannot wait for this combat to come out. Okay, and obviously the big subject that's on the thumbnail was talking about leaderboards. I did have a download of the leaderboard. So let me just back out the test server chat. Give me a second just to pause the stream and I will find the screenshots. Okay, so this is the pretty much finalized leaderboard for the coming month. So there's been quite a lot of improvements, but I think the big one that everyone can see is that the 4-star was extended to top 10. Last leaderboard, the ape said that it was probably the most successful top 10 they've ever had, and then they scaled it back. That's the bit I don't get. That's the bit I don't understand. If I talked about, everyone knows. I think they're watching my channel mostly. Most people maybe, but I'm a bar manager, restaurant manager, and we look at last year's sales all the time, and we sort of try and beat those sales and come up with plans on how we're going to beat it. Is it down to staff efficiency? Is it down to maybe just a gimmick? Is it just an event, putting an event on? Is it simple advertising? What are we doing differently? What are we going to change? And we've got to think carefully every single week about, especially when big events come up. So yeah, you can scale down and look through. We can, I can go on my computer at work and scale down every single start of every single product I sell and the times it sells, and you can drill it all down. And I've no doubt the apes can do that too. They can drill everything down. So when they drill this down, there must have been something there for the apes to realize that it wasn't as successful. And the only thing I can think of is the race between 11th and 10th was not that beneficial. So was it that? Was it from 11th down? So they've looked a lot at 11 downwards and tried to improve the rewards up to 200 mostly. Yes, 300 down, from 200 downwards, the rewards are going to scale, poorly. And I'll talk about a few ideas that the top guys, the play testers have had, and what we would like to see going forwards. And but then again, this is no guarantee, guys. These are not things that we are saying will happen. These are not things that will definitely happen. These are things that we've said we would like to see, and the aides will take that into consideration and then go from there. So we've obviously, like I said, seen the 4-star reduced to top 5, but the 5-star shards have increased because we also said that the 4-star is desirable, but 5-star shards are more desirable, probably to top guys. And those are the guys that go for top 5 and top 10. So yeah, really great that we've seen the 5-star shards increased. And then from 11 downwards, you can see there in the yellow color, we've got 4-star shards for the top 100, from 500 up to a 4-star crystal. And then you've got 3-star shards for 100 plus. The 3-star bot is again top 100. We've got character shards. The big thing about character shards is the problem is that they're geared towards spenders, and the spenders get the most, which I understand. But when you're getting the bot, why do you need character shards? We'll come to that in a minute. Event crystals is all around chance. We'll talk about that again in a minute. Total spark crystals, brilliant, top 10. And then we've got G1 cores for the top 10 as well. Personally, I'm not a big fan of G1 core because my team's pretty much set cores wise. It's prime cores, a G1 core, and I think it is it an EO core on Jetfire. And that EO core is not coming off Jetfire because it makes him one shot. So MDS. So that is not coming off. That is not leaving. First Aid has a G1 core and Ratchet has a healing core. That ain't coming off. And then I've got Liege, I've got Quintus, I've got Alpha Trion and Micronus. And they ain't coming off either. So my team really is rigidly set. There's no cores going to be changing. So I don't need any G1 cores personally. I like how they've brought the prems down to 11 plus. They've distributed them better because the top guys said we don't really need prems. There's something to open, but we don't need them. So then we'll go back to the character shards. So the character shards and event crystals go hand in hand. If you're getting the 4-star bot, you don't need character shards. Character shards are a way for you to get the 4-star when it comes into bundles easier, so you're not spending as much. So if it costs around £300 to get a bot guaranteed, which I think is far too much anyway. But if it costs $300 or £300 and you're getting 4,000 shards at number 1, then that reduces that down to maybe $100 to get the bot. But you've already got it. You've already got the bot. So why do the top 5 guys need character shards? Dr. Claus put is good for dupes. And listen, I'm not here just to, and this is the idea. Because character shards, let's be honest, they're 2/3 of a 4-star. 2/3 of a 4-star. The event crystals, in 70 event crystals, you probably maybe looking at one duplicate. So why not just give an extra 200 5-star shards to the top guys, take the character shards out, take the event crystals out, and maybe add some cores in? Because yes, they are losing out on some cores. But the problem here is that, I know top guys are going to be saying, well, what about us? But they are getting a lot of 5-star shards. If you're talking 1,700 5-star shards, that's a third of a 5-star. Within 3 leaderboards, you've got a 5-star. So you could always just up that slightly. And then for me, 6 to 10 should be all about the chance. So the event crystals, because the way that the apes look at it is they look at how many event crystals they're giving out in total, not individually, really. Yes, they do because they want to incentivize things. But if they take the character shards out of the top 5, you're talking around 11,000 character shards that can distribute to lower players who will probably spend to get that bot. For me, if I finish 10th and get 2,200, that wouldn't encourage me to go and chase the bot anymore. If I've got more shards, if I've got 3,000 or 4,000, then maybe because you're halfway there. It's a lot more enticing to chase the bot. With event crystals as well, you've got people putting up 70,000 points plus, maybe 100,000. So the event crystals, again, you're talking 130, 100, 230 event crystals that can be distributed lower just by putting a few cores and a few 5-star shards into the top ones there. Add a few more G metals if you want. I'm not too fussed about that. And I get it that they don't want to give too much out. But the big one for me is I just don't get making the 4-star top 5. And then there's a massive hoo-ha about pushing the leaderboard on to Easter. And, I'm not going to lie to you, it kind of is about money. Because we were talking about this in the playtest chat, that it's not fair having 2 leaderboards side by side. And the ape said it's a one-off. And we said, well, it's going to be pretty much a flop. It's going to be really poor because the 5-star bundle, the 5-star batch 7, is it? I think batch 8, whatever it is. Batch 8. 5-star batch 8 will come after that. So people are going to wait. So if that's the case, then people are not going to chase the new bot unless it's a really good bot. It needs to be, but we can't say that right now. It's not even balanced yet. So looking at it objectively, batch 8, if that comes after the leaderboard, people are going to wait. If you can bring that batch 8 to before the leaderboard and people have got some new shiny 5 stars, they will spend on the leaderboard, no doubt. So we said that, if you want people to spend this leaderboard, you've got to bring that 5-star batch before it. And it's a bit of a panic station trying to get the poll out and trying to get enough time to get these bots in. And they said that if we keep it as it is, there is no way the 5-star batch 8 will come out before the leaderboard. If you push it back a week, there might be a chance. So that was the idea behind it. And I don't think anyone at the time really thought too much into Easter weekend because, yes, people are isolating and people can't really see the families too much in most areas. But I kind of get it that it is a family holiday and you do have your immediate family with you. So I do understand that as well. But again, that's like most weekends that we have family things to do. So I get both sides of it. I understand the apes needing to push it back to maybe get the 5-star bots out earlier. And I hope they do. And Grind Times put, why not push it back 2 weeks? Because then they do 4 weeks in sagas, sometimes 5. And I'll let into a little secret. Normally, if it's a 5-week saga, it's normally because something big is coming and there's something they need to change or add in, something quite big. So if it's a 5 weeks, it might be because they need to fit a new 5-star batch in. It might be because Computron's coming. It might be because something is happening in the game. But don't forget, they've got a roadmap for the rest of the year where they go, right, this date, we're going to bring this out. And they can push it back maybe a week. Do they really want to start pushing it back 2 weeks and 3 weeks and 4 weeks? And before you know it, they're a month behind. So they can push a saga to 5 weeks, but then push it to 6 weeks. And what happens at 6 weeks? Something else could be happening. Do we push it to 7 weeks? There's always going to be something. And I don't think they want to set a precedent where as soon as some people say, well, this is the Jewish holiday, this is Chinese New Year, this is that. There could be, every few weeks there's something. There is something that will make them maybe, change the date of the leaderboard. And that's the thing. Now, Spa, hey, how's it going? Has put an interesting theory. Just change it to a totalizer. There's been some theories around that. And some theories were to put the 4-star bot in a totalizer for 3 million points, say, or 4 million points. So if you get to 3 million and 4 million points, you will get the 4-star, regardless of your 10th, regardless of your 15th. if you can put up them points. Yes, that will push points up, but will that make people, or make teams stop at 3 million and 4 million? That's the big question. That's something else to put forward. But for me, I think the 4-star needs to come out of being the focus. The focus shouldn't be the 4-star bot. Personally, I would make 5-star shards the thing in the leaderboard to focus on. And I'd honestly put the 4-star in a totalizer. But I wouldn't make it 3 million. I wouldn't make it 4 million. I'd probably make it 2 million. I really would. I understand people say, well, all the eights will say that, we can't give that many, 4-stars out. But how many teams really score 2.5 million points? And if they do, that pushes scores up, which means that the rest score more. Surely that will equal more money for the eights. I just think that the game has evolved so much that 4-star bots are not a big deal for most players anymore. I remember when I first started the game, if I pulled a 4-star bot, I'd be jumping around the room like ecstatic that I pulled a 4-star. Now, if I get a 4-star, I'm quite disappointed that I've got to level it. And I'm hoping for a dupe, not because I want dupe, because I want 5-star shards for a 5-star. 5 stars are endgame material now. 4 stars just aren't. So for me, it means a radical change, a massive radical change of taking the 4-star focus away, putting them 5 stars in that first column. This is what you're aiming for, guys. 5-star shards. That is the one. That is the aim. Character shards. For me, the top 5 should be guaranteed rewards. If you come here, you are guaranteed the bot. You are guaranteed this much spark, guaranteed this much combat. I suppose that's in total sparks, but guaranteed this is what you're getting. And then 6 to 10 should be you're not guaranteed, but you've got a damn good chance. You've got a really good chance of getting this bot through character shards, through event crystals. Event crystals, half the alliance should be getting the 4-star, half not, but the other half will have, a good starting position to go and buy the bot by spending less to get him. But are they really going to do that for a 4-star? And that's where I think it should be aimed around. And then distributing those character shards and event crystals right the way down throughout the top 100. After you get to 100, yes, there's still quite a lot of effort in, but points do drop off quite quickly after 100. And, that's where the focus is always going to be the top 100, guys. I apologize. I understand people might say it's elitist and it's just look at the top guys, but that's where it's always going to be, the top 100. Most things in life, the charts, the music charts, you concentrate on the top 10, obviously, top 20, top 100. After that, it's obscurity. So it's always going to be the top 100 main focus. But that 4-star bot for me needs to be widely available for more people. A huge focus change. And I think that it needs to come quite soon. I really do, because I think that leaderboards are dreaded by 80% of people. I think the only people that really enjoy leaderboards are the top 10. I think outside of that, what do you guys think? Do you guys enjoy it? So put in the chat, guys, where did you place last leaderboard? Roundabouts. And did you enjoy it? I'm interested to see if you finished 200 odd. Did you enjoy it finishing 200 odd? Was it hard work for you? Did you finish, and Dr. Claude doesn't need to answer. We all know where he finished. Put on a few of the side guys. But, again, but he said there, never again. 500k is ridiculous. Absolutely crazy. And, hat off to him. I don't know how he did that. Honestly, well, I kind of know how, but I know the effort that goes into doing 120k that I did. And that was enough for me. That was tiring enough. So 500k is crazy. But yeah. Sharks is finished at 272. Fine, I guess. 70. So about finished. But did you enjoy it though? But did you enjoy it? That's the big question. Not just where you placed, but did you enjoy it, the leaderboard? Did you just do it because you did it because you had to stay in your alliance, or did you do it because you enjoy leaderboards? I was close to my commit. I think a few people know that my internet literally went down in the final few hours for the last 2 days. I was not impressed with my internet service provider, but it got it improved. It got it revamped. I got a new modem. So hey, look on the look on the bright side. Every cloud has a silver lining. I wasn't too far off. I think it was about 3 or 4K off commit, which I've never done before, which is crazy for me. But yeah, I did enjoy it. I liked to get in the 4-star bot, but the thing is such a grind for a 4-star bot, and hopefully with the 5-star shards, I'm not gonna lie. Part of me was like, I'm going back to work soon after this. I've invested a lot of money in my setup for my streams, so that's into consideration. But I thought this could be my last blowout in leaderboards, and it's a good amount of 5-star shards and gets me close to having a second 5-star from the new batch. I might go for the top one. I might go for the top one. Maybe. But again, that PC is costing an arm and a leg. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I agree, though, Spa. I get with Easter. I don't think the playtesters really realised when we, were discussing getting the 5-star batch out before it. I think the pure focus was, trying to get people interested in the leaderboard without looking at dates. I think that was the big problem, maybe. But I kind of get it. I get both sides again. I get people that, I get that the eights want people interested in leaderboard. I get people want the 5-star box, and I get people, want to spend Easter with the families. So I understand every single point of view, and I understand everyone's argument for and against it. But it is what it is, and I can't see them changing it now. We wanted some changes to the leaderboard, and it didn't happen, sadly. So yeah, sad as it is. But yeah, looking forward to the event. Regardless, this weekend to get some G Metal chips. Obviously, get one instead of Prime Core shards, and obviously get one instead of as well in the event as well. Sorry, yeah. So looking forward to it. So I'm gonna do this at the end of every stream. I'm gonna do some Zen farming because I'm still getting questions about Zen farming now, and I'm not sure if I think I saw Lee in the chat. I hope you don't mind, but he asked me about my Zen farming videos. I think to pass to someone else, and people are still asking questions about Zen farming, and I've done a video on it. If you've not seen the video yet, go and check it out, guys. It was done about a year ago. I might do an updated version, but nothing's really changed in Zen farming. It's still the same pretty much. And I actually measured how much I did last week, and I did 320k just in elimination mode, just running 4-star bots and a couple of 3-stars. And Zen farming is so important, and I've no doubt that there's going to be something else around Zen. Something else. I don't know what it is yet. And guys, I will say I know something's going to happen soon. Save your Zen, guys. I will do that. I can't tell you what. I will try and give you some little tips on, trying to get the most out of the game. And I've always said that if you see me hoarding something, then usually there's a reason for it. And I talk about it, but it's a bit of a clue. But there's no guarantee, but I just think there's got to be something else to Zen. And I get some people find it really hard to get, but you can see there that I'm nearly maxed out already. Again, I've got, a ton of XP. Got tons of XP there. Where's the million ones? There's a million ones, 16 million. I'll probably get another 2 million this weekend and 2 million the next, waiting for the next batch of ability 11. So I'll have about, 20 million Zen, 20 million XP in reserve. They just need something else with Zen. Yes, there's ability 11, but when you're getting, I'm farming more than I can spend at the minute because I'm getting probably 300k a week, maybe 350. So that's 1.5 million Zen a month. And then a new batch coming out every month with one bot. And I doubt it's going to be 2, but I've got enough spark for it. I've got enough Zen, so they need something. And Barry Allen's put an interesting theory in the chat that, Z metal cores, the apes have denied it straight off the bat, saying that will not happen. And I think that's a big no. I would not like Z metal cores because they've made such a big deal out of G metals and made them such like end game material and giving one out an event and made them so rare that to then make them G metals, are no longer rare, and Z metal are now rare, and G metals are giving out like candy. that just ruins it for the top guys that have chased those cores. So I'm not a big fan of that at all. But I'm sure there's something else they can do with it. And yeah, Silverballs put spends on XP. Yeah, well, that's what I do. But and yeah, it is a good thing. Christian Cruz, that's a very good point. Base expanding. They have said in their streams that the meta sways from it sways from attack being overpowered to defense being overpowered. So 17.5 came out and defense was probably a bit overpowered. Then they brought out more combats and then new techniques came out and probably attack is slightly overpowered again now. And they might go back to defense again and then back to attack, and it swings both ways. And they improve defenses, then they improve attack, then they improve defenses, then they improve attack. And it goes like that over and over. That's how the game works. So when people complain about 17.5, we all said that, give it time. People will find a way around it. People will find how to deal with it. I struggled when 17.5 came out slightly, and I'm not gonna, say like it ruined my attacks, but it sort of changed the way I attacked and changed my, changed the thought of my bots and what I needed, and it did evolve slightly. I needed the one-shot jet, so I had to, evolve Jetfire to replace Cheetor. Cheetor was in my team for the last 2 or 3 years, and that happened. But it will always swing both ways. So, the attacker swayed one way already, and it is continuing. And I think combats will improve and sway more. And then I think we'll see some defense improvement. And that's a good point that Zen might be a big thing in that we see defense improvement. So yeah, maybe. Sharksy asking about the Zen Metal cores. It was in the Discord server that you're a moderator of. So you can go and check it out. I did address it. Just saying. Smart, but I've changed alliances. I haven't. We have just rebranded the alliance. And yeah, I've just noticed that now. It does look really cool. So yeah, I'm not sure of the secret, but you brought it up, Spar, not me, to be fair. But yes, Cybertron Ops is now Legend Ops, which I love the fact that it's Legends Ops. I'm not gonna lie, because when me and Sparse, and I think even Brad Channing was there right at the start. I'm pretty sure when we started TF, it was TF Legends after the old game that I've talked about lots of times. And anything around TF Legends, I'm a big fan of. It was a great game back then, hard game, but a great game. And I met a lot of great guys in that game that we still talk to nowadays, still communicate with. So yeah, great alliance change. I hadn't noticed grind time either because it's only just changed recently. It's only changed, I think, in the last few hours. I think that's the point he's making. Someone asked how many 5 stars I've got. Is it 13? 5, 10, 11, 12. 12, but then I have got one in the bank and then on my way to my next one. Not playing cons. Hell no. So, yes, we are past the 5,000 shards, 2,000 in. Hence why I thought about going for the leaderboard, because then I'm at 8,600 shards, and just one more 5-star event will give me another 5-star. Garcias, but only 3 cyber coins. I've used in this war and literally got to base 4 and ran out. So I've had to just stop and wait. So, yeah, it's one of them things. Hashim has asked, Wozza, what do you think the game needs to make gunners more viable? I see so many squads that are in basically not playing gunners. The new combats, I really do. We talked about increasing range and giving them sniper range and everything, but I'll be honest with you, after this latest combat, it's changed my whole perception. I don't think we really need anything else. I don't think we need to fundamentally change gunners. I think we just need to make any combat that comes out for gunners is overpowered. Is very, very good combat. And then that will entice people to think more about maybe not using Top Shot and Flak, and pushing those boundaries for gunners. So bringing out a combat that's probably better than Top Shot and Flak. And you might say, that's crazy, that's ridiculous. Why not? Make a gunner-only core that's better than Top Shot and Flak. Just for gunners. And that got me thinking as well, why don't we have then scout cores? Because I think scouts are slightly irrelevant as well. Perceptor's good, don't get me wrong, and yes, he can put Flak and Top Shot on, but jets with Flak and Top Shot are so overpowered right now that even scouts are getting left behind. And yes, they are special class. I get they have their own class, but why not just make a combat that's overpowered for Perceptor, Bumblebee, Rust Dust? Give them a massive advantage because they lack a bit of health and they do struggle a bit. Give them something, give them a core. I really hope that it will, we'll see some revamps. I'm going to put a forward to the apes. I've only just thought about it in the last day or two. I've not put it in the chat yet, but that's my big idea, is to bring out a combat core as well. If it's doable, if it's programmable, I'm not too sure if it is. But yeah, that's my hope. Exactly. 6 actions put. I've seen so many guys pull gunners were disappointed. Exactly. I've said this in the past. My big aim in playtesting is to never have someone pull a bot and feel like throwing their device at the wall. I think at the minute, if you pull Fire Drive and Trench Foot, them two especially, you'll have that sort of feeling that you want to throw it against the wall. The other ones, maybe not so much. You might look and go, well, it's not the one I wanted, but I can make use of it. Let's be honest, every single Prime Core in some way is good. Some better than others, some more relevant to some teams, but they're all good. And that's the way it should be. All bots should be good. That's why I'm a massive advocate for making the old 4 stars that are irrelevant, not the ones that are okay, the ones that are irrelevant, make them relevant again. And a massive advocate for making sure that new bots are at least as good or better than older bots. Again, it's all about catch-up mechanics. It's all about keeping everyone happy with the game. No matter how many people quit the game back in the day because they pulled a 5-star Overhaul, I regret to, even think. I don't even want to think about it, how many. It was probably crazy. And it's only, I think people came back when they realized, well, actually now, Silverbot's one of the best bots in the game now. I'll come back. But that happens. People pull an awful bot and go, I've had enough of this. I'm out. I'm not. I've saved up for a year for this 5-star, and I pulled the one I didn't want out of 5. We don't want that. Even Rhinox in the last batch is not a donkey. He's a really good bot. But that's what you want. You want the worst one, the worst bot in the batch to be still good. Yeah, I wouldn't like Rhinox in my team. I don't like rushing bots. I've said that before. Not a big fan of them. I like all my bots staying together. But if I pulled him, I'd still use him. So, I think that's the way forward personally. Yeah, all the places have their own idea on where they want the game. I think that's a big problem with it, that we all have our own, not agendas, but our ideas on where the game needs to go and where it should be and where it's going to, how long the game will last and everything. But, that's what I would like to see anyway. That's my point of view, Cool. See any more questions in the chat? A bot specific core is programmable. Yeah, but you don't want just a bot specific core. You do, but you want a G1 core maybe, and you want a combat as well. And yes, you could have G1 cores, but let's be honest, G1 cores. I'm not a big fan of G1 cores. I'm not going to lie to you. It just seems to me like G1 cores seem to be taking one core and another core and fusing them together. On the majority of them, which I think's a bit unimaginative. They need to, really think about it a bit. I'm trying to think of some examples. Swoop, for example, they just took the reflective coating and an EO core and just push them together. That's pretty much it. And I think that Prowl's core is just a volatile mixture with a burn effect afterwards. And I've done the same for Dust Up. And it's a bit of a, I think there needs to be a bit more imagination in there. Dr. Claus put Mirage G1 core has awesome animation. Yes, I think that was brilliant. I think they couldn't not do that. They needed to do that. Yeah, they needed, because, I think that giving Dead End that teleport and not Mirage was a massive failure on the 8's part. I get the game was new. I get the game was early. But I think a massive failure on their part. Barry Allen's put all 5-star bots are relevant, even Sideswipe. Really? I know you play China server. That's why I'm saying Sideswipe. Those don't know that Sideswipe is available as a 5-star on China server. I will never pull 5-star Sideswipe. I will avoid any batch that has him in it. If I had 100,000 arena coins to get him as a 5-star, because I think he's 20,000 arena coins. If I had 100,000, I was overflowing with arena coins, I still wouldn't pull him. I really wouldn't. I'll be honest with you, on global, I wouldn't pull out Primal. I don't like Primal, I don't like the way he paths, I like the way he works. I'm not a big fan of rushing bots, and he's awful at rushing ahead. And now, I would never do that. I would never pull Primal. I have said that before, Brian Sam, because it's true. I will never pull a 5-star sideswipe as he is now. Not a chance. Ever. Okay, let's do a bit of Zen farming. So, like I said, the few main things about Zen Farm is take the least amount of bots possible in the highest zone possible, and don't be scared to back out. There's certain bots that I will never back out of. If I use 5-star Goldfire, 5-star Elita, Cup in certain bases, like certain designs, there's certain bases that bots can just easy solo, and I will never back out. But now I've got down to pretty much. I'll just have a look here. So I've got through most of my top 5 stars. You can see that we're only left with a few 5 stars left. I've gone through my top 4 stars, and again, only left with a few. So we have got a few bots that can still solo. Jetfire can solo if it's a HQ 14, is it? I think in zone 13, I think. So Jetfire can still take down a HQ 14, I think it is, whatever it is, the lowest HQ in zone 13 anyway. The higher HQ, it struggles a bit, and those are the ones to watch out for. Smoke Screen can on certain bases. Blaster can certain bases again with a combiner. I personally always take a combiner with Zen farming. It just guarantees that if you come up against outpost bots, it just makes it so much easier. The big thing, like with Lagoon leveling, the big thing is outposts. Outposts are the ones that are going to really make you struggle in Zen farming. And 6 action, exactly the same as Lagoon leveling. If I see outpost or HQ, I back out. But there is the pop. That's very easy. Just to get to the HQ, your bot is there already. You pop to the outpost, drop your combiner, use your combiner to get rid of all the bots. Just focus on them bots. And then hopefully if you can solo the zone with that bot, then you can take the HQ down. It all depends on where the defenses are as well. It's very specific on the bases. But I'll tell you what we'll do, guys. We'll go through the Zen farming. And when I do Zen farming normally, I fly through it. I absolutely fly through. But tonight, I'm going to really take my time. I'm going to say why I chose this bot, what I'm going to try and do, and why I sort of do it as well, and really go through it rather than rushing. Yes, it's going to be detrimental. I'm going to get less Zen for my cells, but cells regen. So, I could do it. Okay, so I use Defensor in Wars, #1 bot for War, but not #1 for Zen farming. Farming Volcanicus and Victorion, because they have a better reach, are really good. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I'm not a big fan of Omega Supreme on offense at all. I'm a massive fan of him on defense. On defense, he's massively overpowered. It's crazy. He's got very defensive abilities, considering he does glass gas, considering he speeds up defenses or bots. He's very much a defensive combiner. Defensor too, but good on attack, whereas Volcanicus Victorian are huge on attack. So we're gonna take, I think Volcanicus we'll go with. Okay. So like I said in past videos, zone 13 all the time. I don't drop below 13. You can, if you're struggling for Zen, I recommend you do, and you try and use every single bot possible. I do my Zen farming. Monday, I take a break, chill day. Tuesday and Wednesday, do most of my Zen farming. I'm behind Zen farming simply because I'm trying to get my setup sorted. A couple of little bugs. And then Thursday is I do Zen in the morning and then resource farming at the night time, and then I'm done. I always resource farm on a Thursday because that's when everyone's storages are full. Okay, so look at this base. So straight away, if it's very long, you probably use a rush bot because the bot can rush around. There's not many defenses. But because it's so clumped together, you want a bot that can get in range of the HQ and take it out from range. So you're looking at even Skylinks, you're looking at Jets, anything like that that can take out the HQ from range if it can one-shot. And yes, you get people going, well, why Skylinks can't take out a HQ in zone 13, Wozza? Well, then go in zone 12. Do it in zone 12 where it can one-shot. Go in zone 11 where it can one-shot. Whatever level, you can apply these tactics to whatever level you want. And I'll be honest with you, at lower levels, it's even easier because the base are a lot more clumped out or a lot more spaced out. So it's a lot easier at lower levels. So, you know, when people say to me, you know, it's not feasible at low levels, it really is, guys, especially with Zenfam. So I think I can get Jetfire in range. I don't want to put them outposts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop my combiner first. I'm going to path him to the right. I want to get him up there. I want to take out some of the long range defenses. So I want to take out the mortar. I want to take out this and then take out these for pathing. So we're going to put his force ability just there. Try to take the shock tower out. You need to get a shock tower out no matter what. It's the main one. Get that out. Okay. That's job done now. That's the main ones down. Okay. And then now, Jetfire. Oh, I've dropped 2 by mistake. Oh! Well, I am leveling strafe, so it's not a big deal. So now all we're doing is getting Jetfire in range of a HQ, and then we're going to let rip. I always try to take a boost just in case. There's an anti-air core, but at this level, it's not going to do much, really. Just going to spam the ability now. And there we go. Base down. So obviously, you're only going to know if your bots can one-shot if you test it. So I recommend testing at whatever zone you normally attack. Test it on the HQ. If it works, try a higher zone. See if it works. But you'll get to a zone where sometimes you'll say, well, it works against that HQ, doesn't work against that one, like in this zone. So if I see the higher HQ level, I won't try and use Jetfire, even on that sort of layout. And once your combine is active, guys, I know I'm taking my time to sort of go through and try and help a few guys out, but you want to really get through really quickly. Fast forward some of the battles wherever you can. Get through these menus really quickly to get the most attack out. I can normally get 7 to 8 attacks out in 15 minutes with the combiner. So you can get 7 to 8 attacks out quite easily. So we're now looking for rushing bots to add in. So we're going to add Rhinox in. I'm going to add Drift in. Bots that can rush. Because like I said, if the HQ is exposed at the back, you can rush to it and use the combiner to take a good area out. Again, zone 13 or bust. Wozza tell the 8 to bring back Titan Beam. The new Titan Smite sucks. I do agree, actually. I don't even use mine. True. What ability level is Jetfire? I think Jetfire is 61, 62, 10, I think. Yeah. I could have a look afterwards, but yeah. So this is still quite a clumped base, but I've got no bots really that can get in range. So we're probably going to look at either walking the base or skipping the base. Now, because the outposts do cover a lot of the base, we could probably use Windblade. But there's one we probably need to take that out. We need to take that out. We need to take that out. There's a lot of defenses covering the HQ. I know we don't even look, but you can just tell that all the long-range defenses are at the back. So it's well designed in that sense. We've also got quite a lot at the front in terms of AoE. Well, shock towers mostly. They will kill Blaster's minions pretty much. But I'm going to try and do it with Blaster. I was. Now we're going to try and rush it. So go far. I'm going to go up the side. Take that out. I'm going to go up here. Take that out. We'll pop one outpost. We're going to always. Across there. And then we're going to go right back up here again. Drop combiner. And the worry about... I didn't want to use Goldie, but I did. Now, the worry about Goldfire is that you want that burn to last a long time. That's why it's hard soloing with Goldfire, but very easy to duo. Very easy with combiner because you're giving him that sort of... You're giving that time to burn. So we're going to hit those. We're going to take out the mortar. And then I want to try and hit these outpost bots with a bit of damage. I need to try and take these out. So again, what I'm doing is I'm trying to aim for the gunners especially, but there's no gunners there. You really want to get rid of the gunners. And it sounds a bit weird that you want to get rid of the gunners and not the tanks, but the tanks won't deal much damage to him. The gunners will sometimes stay out of range and shoot him and he won't be able to attack them because he's already attacking the HQ or something, and he's already focused on that, and I'll just kill him, especially Scourge. So be wary of that, guys. That, you know, take out them gunners. And then we're just going to fast forward, base down. Christian Cruiser should increase the timer for the combiners. I agree. I do agree, actually. I think they should. I think you should be able to do a whole run. I think 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. I think it's an economy thing, but I think it should be 20 minutes to half an hour. I think you get a lot more use out of it in events and stuff like that, but then it's going to push up points. Is that a bad thing? I think for cup level, it'd be good. But yeah, there's 101 reasons why you should or shouldn't. But I do agree they need to extend it. I think that it was made again on an age-old system. On grind transport or no time, just a number of uses. That's a good point. This is really annoying. The game crashes, or you get logged out, or you lose connection, or you battery, and then you've wasted your combiner. So it is a good point. I do agree with that, actually. Uses would be a lot better than a timer. And 6 axis is exactly the same thing. Yeah. Okay, so this base is in a very tight structure. So an AoE bot will be amazing at this. So what we're going to do is, the problem is, though, we're going to pop probably some of the outposts. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to go with Sandstorm. I'm going to do some AoE damage, pop all the outposts, and then finish it off with the combiner. So we're going to rush in there. Do his damage. Rush over there. Do damage. If he gets stunned, as long as the outposts are popped, I'll just drop the combiner. Then over there. Then heal. Then we'll drop combiner. And take that gunner out. Make sure he's gone. We go down pretty quick. There's no long range weapons, so we can just do some damage to the outpost bots. Make sure they're down. I'm going to try and get that cannon if I can. There we go. Take out Hunger. Just prioritizing the bots. I don't like him because of his passive fire. Let's get rid of him. No damage to the HQ, sadly. No harm in trying, though. Combiner's down, and that leaves Sandstorm to finish the HQ off. Another 10k in the bank. And that's the big part about Zen farming, is being able to quickly analyze the base, work out what kind of bot you need, and then choosing a suitable bot and having different kinds of bots in there as well. That's a big point of it. You want some rush bots. You want some bots that can jump, like Cup. You want some that can just solo. So it's just about having a variety of bots in your lineup. Take a healer with you in case you can solo, but you need a healer maybe. Let's take Prowl. Let's take a healer, just in case. But we'll take a 5-star. I try and save the high level healers for when I'm doing it with lower bots to keep them alive. So I always keep my higher combiners for the lower bots and my higher bots with lower healers. Okay, gonna go again. Zone 13 a bust. Yeah, exactly, Silverbot. You've got to try and solo as much as you can. If you can solo with 10 bots, that's 100k in Zone 13. If you do it with 2 bots times 10, that's still 100k. If you do it with 3 bots times 10, it's still 100k. But use the least amount of bots possible and work out what's the most efficient for you. If you start going to 3 bots in Zone 13, can you do 1 bot in Zone 12? Times 3 of that is 12k. You're getting more for your money. So work out what zone you can. I'd probably say 2 bots at the most. 1 bot is obviously preferred. So a lot of defenses at the back again. So we're probably going to use a rush bot, pop all the outposts, and then clear that area because these don't hit it. That doesn't, maybe just about. But we've got to take out all these structures. But luckily they are clumped together. If they were a bit further out, we'd probably struggle. It is a lower level HQ 15, sorry. So yeah, so we're going to use Rhinox. So I get up there really quickly. He's immune to stun. That's a good thing. Doesn't matter. Because we do a few swipes, we do a load of damage, take it out easy with the combiner. Get some ability points back. Drop combiner. So again, popping all the outposts that are, within range. We don't want to pop any afterwards. It cause a big problem. Then we're going to take out this section there. Take out these. They're in a line, so we might be able to take them all out in one line. There we go. Take out that mortar. I'm going to focus on the outpost bots now because that cannon's behind the HQ, so it might be okay with just one cannon. But we need to get rid of some of these outpost bots. Scourge is a big problem. Let's get Scourge. Can we get him out of the way? You see there, you can see there, the Scourge has died, thankfully. But he was outside of the HQ, and he's going to keep shooting Rhinox with a huge amount of damage that he's got with his DPS, and Rhinox wouldn't have hit him. So it might have actually been Rhinox passive that killed him, but yeah, regardless, he's down. I also like to put Rejuvenate on some of my Zen farming bots, even at a low level. Use some of the silver cores, gold cores, even just at level 5. Don't invest too much. Just just to help them a bit in Zen farming, especially the solo bots like Rhinox, like Drift, the bots that they're not as high level as my other bots. And for a bit of survivability, just give them a rejuve. Just put a low level rejuve if you've got the resources to do so. Will help a lot. We've got a minute left. Last attack. But before we sign off, guys, I want to say to everyone that, if you're not in Discord yet, come and check out. Honestly, we are doing some amazing things with Discord. There's some amazing little games we've got in there now that I've been playing non-stop. I'm sure people that have in the channel will tell you that I've been playing some games non-stop. So we've got a little gaming section now. We're doing regular competitions in there. We're going to start doing them again this next coming week. We've got loads of codes to give away. It's going to be some big competitions in the next week or so. We're also going to be doing a new poll. We did the best bots, and that video is going to be coming probably this weekend, next day or two. The best bots in the game decided by you guys, my Discord community. But if you've not had a chance to jump in that one, then come and jump in the worst bots in the game. We're going to do a poll of about 100 members plus. I think we had 120 odd members last time. And, you can vote for the worst bots in the game. But the good thing about this is, guys, I'm going to pass this on to the heaps and go, hey, guys, look. This has been voted for by 100 odd people. Let's get as many votes in as we can. This has been voted for by 200 people. Let's aim for that. This has been voted for by 200 odd people on the worst bots in the game. This is the outcome. These are the worst bots in the game. But I'm sure the apes could go and run figures and, judge for themselves on usage and things like that. But, this is you guys' chance to decide. You guys can decide on the worst bots in the game. Eddie Lee's put aim higher, aim for 1,000 people. I'd love that. But after, last time I did it for about 3 weeks. Listen, I'm all for that. I'm all for trying as many people as possible. But that needs you guys to get in there and pass it on and spread the word and say to people, listen, and it's not a plug just to get people in the server. It's just a bit of fun. But you know what? I'm not bothered if someone jumps in the server, does their guess, and jumps out again. If they jump in and mute it all, I ain't fussed, honestly. It's just that server is there for people to have a bit of enjoyment, a bit of a source of information, for people that may be lost in the game, to get them some direction and help. That's all it's there for. It is linked to my channel. It does promote my channel in a way, but it's there for a different reason for me. And it's a good place. It really is. It's quite fun and a good source of information for anyone that wants it. So I recommend if you're not in there, come and join it in. Still some big things happening. Some big things happen this week that some people will tell you about. And some more things happening. And for those that are in there, that the channel is going to the next level. I think that pretty much the channel's evolved slowly over the last, few years. The last year, it's not evolved, but it's grown. And because of that growth now, we're ready to evolve onto the next level. And Even I'm honestly impressed with the things that we're trying to do. There's a few bugs that I know I want to get done as soon as possible and get it out there, but we've got to sort these bugs out. We've got to keep it professional. We want to keep it so it's seamless, and a few things I want to do with it. But yeah, I'm hoping the next week or two there's going to be a big reveal, big face reveal. So if you've obviously seen the Space Ape stream, you can go and check that out. And yes, you can see my face on there. So it's not that much of a reveal, but it's going to be huge. First cam live stream, high end, and yeah, it's going to be really, really cool. The things I've done to it, I spent so much time and energy and money on it. It can't not be. I'm not going to lie. I spent hours doing this. So looking forward to that being ready in the next week or two. Discord keeps evolving. The channel's just growing and growing, strength to strength. So yeah, if you're not in there, guys, join Discord. If you're not subscribed yet, give it a subscribe, guys. It doesn't cost you a penny, and just stick a like on the video. So these are the HQs that I was talking about. These are the ones that are dangerous. But we've got that covers HQ. That doesn't. That covers. That doesn't. Maybe. That doesn't. Maybe. So basically, we need to take out the mortars and the launcher. So we're going to try to combine it on the left-hand side and pop them outposts. So a good one for this would probably be maybe Cup. He's going to pop one outpost regardless. But I can pop just maybe one or two. Maybe even Windblade as well. I wonder who has the most health. 3-star? Yeah, obviously 4-star. So we'll go Windblade then. Because it is still a higher HQ. So we're just going to try and take out a mortar with her jump. Maybe even the launcher as well. So we're going to take that mortar out. I'll pick that mortar because it's out in the open on its own. And we're going to combine her straight away. Just hit a mine. We don't want her to die. That's the massive part of it. We really don't. Just popped all the outposts. So we're going to do some damage over there. We're hitting that. So this is AoE spread on. And now we need to try and take out these bots. Again, I'm going to focus on Astro Train because he has range. Do some damage to those bots. And then we're going to use it on this defense here. We've got some ability points left, so we're going to use them on Lugnut. Try and take her out. Let's get rid of that in a minute. And then jump to the HQ. I didn't actually see that launcher there. That could be a problem. And that shock tower. Okay. I don't like doing this. We're going to have to drop another bot. There we go. See there, Smokescreen and Glitch doing the business, but she would have died definitely without dropping another bot. And you'll find this though, as you start going down your bots, you'll find it hard to solo, and you might need to. Again, it's just good to just judge it when you know that, without that launcher, I think she would have made it. With that launcher and the shock tower, she wouldn't have made it. She really wouldn't. And then I would have lost anyway. But again, cells do regen. So that's your choice entirely. Do you drop another bot and risk, losing 10K in the future, or lose 10K now? If you can guarantee the 10K, then yeah, I'd maybe drop another bot. But only if you can guarantee it. It's a good situation there. Smokescreen. And Smokescreen is not that good at soloing. He can some. But yeah, it's just a good option very quickly. Just a quick decision. All right, cool. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Like I said, make sure you subscribe, guys. There are some big things happening to the channel over the next few weeks. We're aiming for 4,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So the way that I've been tracking it, we're looking at around 3,700 the way we're going. So we just need a few little pushes of subscribers. So share it out to your friends and your alliances. Let them know what we're doing. If they've got any questions, they can come and hit me up anytime in the chat. You know, I'm open to, you know, any questions that people have. I'll try and cover different subjects, especially at weekends when there's, you know, Wednesdays are quite jam-packed with new bots and a newsletter and things like that. And the weekend's a bit more chilled. So yeah, definitely join at weekend. And yeah, if you're not in stream, I will see you in Discord. I'm going to do a competition, I think, quite soon. So yeah, join me there. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate it. Catch you later and peace out.